Well, hello, everybody. It's Leah. I just wanted to thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you're catching me on the replay, just let me know. Type hashtag replay in the comments. All right. I just want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I am a personal development and family life coach. And what I do is I empower women to strengthen their families by helping them to free themselves of emotional bondage and repurpose their pain and walk in their passion and purpose. So it has been a busy week for me this week. I am preparing for my upcoming virtual spa event, Relax, Release, Renew. And it's going to be a good time. So, we're going to learn how to let go of toxic behaviors and patterns that keep us emotionally bound. And we're going to learn how to take that pain and the lessons that we've learned from it and use it to better ourselves so that we're free in our mind and in our hearts and in our bodies so that we can serve from the place of our purpose. All right. So, you don't want to miss out on that. Make sure that you register. And I'll be sure to put the links in the comment for you to go in and check it out and snag your seat. Okay. All right. So tonight we are going to be talking about the topic looking for love in all the wrong places. Can you relate to that? Looking for love in all the wrong places. All right. Now let me hush this. I'm talking to myself. All right. So, um, to begin with, let's go on and define what we're talking about when we say that someone is looking for love in all the wrong places. What do we mean when we say looking for love? What is love? Well, essentially, when people are looking for love, they're searching for acceptance, for validation, for approval, and a sense of belonging. They want to feel like they're important to someone. So, what happens is that somewhere down the line, we face some sort of rejection. And rejection can show up in many forms. And this could be a case of neglect or abuse by a parent or a friend or a family member, or perhaps in dealing with an absentee parent. It can stem from bullying or maybe even some sort of trauma experienced early in life. So when bad things happen to us, especially early in life, we internalize it in some kind of way. Now, a young mind doesn't necessarily understand how to process all the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings that are associated with this type of pain. And they don't know that they don't know that it's not their fault. And the message they send to themselves is that they must have done something to cause this, or there must be something wrong with them. So they internalize it, and this sets a foundation for insecurity and low self esteem. So now they may end up having problems fitting in with their peers or being accepted and being validated by the ones who should have loved them. And this creates an emotional deficit. Have you ever heard the phrase, they have a hole in their heart and they're just looking for someone or something to fill it? That just means that they have an unmet need and they'll try anything at any cost in order to fulfill it. So, what does this look like? Well, in childhood, it can go one of two ways. So, the first is going to be rebellion. The child may get in trouble at school or at home or in the streets. They may become the bully or the aggressor and eventually grow up to become an adult that has trouble functioning in society. And this can lead to a life filled with negative consequences for them. And the other way that it can go is for the child to exceed, the other way that it can go is for the child to seek acceptance or validation outside of themselves. And they become a prisoner of their opinions to others. And they don't recognize their worth or their value unless someone else recognizes it for them. So this mentality stays with them as they grow from childhood into adulthood. And this can affect their relationships, their personal development, and their overall quality of life. So, one thing that is common in women that suffer from lack of confidence or low self esteem is that we end up giving away ourselves piece by piece in order to gain the love and acceptance in a relationship. We allow ourselves to accept less than what we deserve from our partner. To begin with, we rush into relationships without really even knowing who we're dealing with. We're having sex before we even know whether or not we share the same beliefs or how they deal with conflict or how they even handle their responsibilities. And truth be told, sometimes we don't even know their last name. No judgment. But another thing that we do is ignore red flags. You can tell a lot about a person by the way they talk with somebody, by the company they keep, the conversations they have, and the way that they treat people. But a woman that is unsure of herself will use the attention she gets from the wrong kind of person to build up a false esteem about herself. She will accept disrespectful behavior for fear of being replaced or rejected. It's a security that she's looking for, an assurance that she is someone's first choice and not their last resort. This kind of dependency can lead to abuse, and the abuser will have picked up on the fact that they can get away with mistreating this woman, and they will use that to their advantage to get what they want out of her, and it will chip away at her little by little until she either has nothing left to give or she comes to her senses and gets sick of it and walks away from the relationship. Now, in a moment of transparency, let me tell you that I have been that woman. I have accepted less than I should from a relationship, and I sacrificed my dignity, my integrity, and my body. And I compromised my value because I was willing to settle for less. I thought the promise was that they would love me, but that's not what was said or done. I had unrealistic expectations of the relationship, and as a result, I felt unworthy, unloved, undervalued, and just plain stupid. So I'm going to be very real and very transparent with you this evening because someone else is going through this situation and they don't know how to get out. And that's why I'm here to let you know that it is possible, to let you know that I made it out and you can too. So in my case, I was dealing with a man that had another woman and I knew about her. And he would tell me about all the problems that he was having with her. And he didn't have those same issues with me, and how much he loved being with me. And all his friends would tell me how crazy he was about me. And that's why you have to be careful about who's in your circle, because a real friend is going to let you know how foolish you're acting and how dumb you look. I didn't even realize that I was the other woman. So I ended up creating this competition in my mind with this other woman who had no idea I even existed. So this is what insecurity does. It creates an unwinnable internal battle within. So you see, in my mind, if I just treated him better than she did, if I was nicer to him than she was, and if I rocked his world, then he would choose me. And that was just all a part of my need for validation, for approval, and for acceptance. And what I ended up doing was I put my body at risk, as well as my heart and my mind and my emotional well being. So, when did it change? Well, it changed when he went on deployment and ended up getting married to somebody else that wasn't me or the other woman. And there I was alone again. So I'll be very honest. It did take me a long time to get over the hurt And it wasn't until years later that I realized I carried this baggage into other relationships. Now, this affected personal and professional relationship. It wasn't just romantic relationships. Now, emotional wounds can wreak havoc in every area of your life. So you have to be careful not to project your pain on others. Now, once I realized that I needed to do the work, the first thing I did was to get up under a mentor. You need to be accountable to someone to make sure that you stay on track. You also need the example, a visual, so you can see somebody that's living the life that you desire, so you have a target to shoot for. I had to untrain my mind and learn how to replace negative thoughts about myself with positive affirmations that reminded me of who I was and of the value that I bring and the call and the purpose that is on my life. So I had to remove myself out of toxic situations and away from toxic people and let go of toxic behaviors and negative thinking. Now, what I did is a process. It took time, it took patience, and it took a lot of work. But I stand here today a brand new person. I'm confident in the fact that who I was is not who I am destined to be. I'm free of guilt and shame about my past. I have repurposed my pain and my shame, and I've used it to empower me on my journey. And now I can freely walk in purpose and help someone else out, just like I did. You can recover from your past. You have everything you need right in front of you. You are fully equipped. You are highly favored. You are blessed beyond measure, but you have to be the one to take the first step. So, I believe that when you've made the decision to make this type of change in your life, you have to have the right people to help you on your path. You need someone that has gone through it and that understands your struggles and that can guide you in how to come out of this dark place. You need to connect with someone that you trust that can show you how to let go of emotional toxins in order to live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilled life. So I'm going to be hosting a virtual spa event where we're going to learn how to let go of pain in order to free your mind and heal the total woman, mind, body, and soul. This is going to be Saturday, May the 8th, 2021, of course, this year. Uh, it's starting at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. And I'm going to be sure to post the flyer and the link to the page where you can snag your event. You can snag your spot for this event. So be sure to come on out and join us for makeovers, some fun, and some self love. All right. All right. So I just wanted to thank you all again for tuning in and remind you that you are valuable, you are loved. So be encouraged, be empowered, and be blessed. Take care, y'all.